Darlington is seriously a place of question because we had lights just switching off. When was the last time we had that? About 15 years ago, right? Playoff guys can't put together a qualifying lap, and then a lot of them can't put together a fucking race. The best of the best this year. And we had a robot camera. It's not a joke anymore, people. The androids are taking over.
Hey there, folks. Thank you so much again for joining us for another episode of NASCAR Cup Dates. This weekend we found ourselves at Darlington. This is a fantastic place to start off the playoffs, where it is an absolute grueling track. One end completely different from the other. The demands for perfection here are astronomical from both drivers and teams. How did these teams hold up? Well, we will be getting to that and much, much more. So without further ado, let's get to it.
Austin Cindric and Harrison Burton swapped crew chiefs during the midweek, and as a result, Austin Cindric actually ran pretty well, although he remembered who he was, so he fucked it. Carson Osavar got in to drive the number 42, and it pains me to say this, because that 42 is fucking fast when Noah's not in the car, and that breaks me to say. He out-qualified Eric Jones, didn't outrace him. That's important. Jones is still fast as fuck.
I'm fast as fuck, boy!
Like I said in the intro, we're in race 1 and drivers are already bottling it. Christopher Bell, CBell or CBell End in relation to this. His crew bollocked up his pit stop. Stenhouse sped in the pits like a twat. And Logano smacked the wall, and CBell End also smacked the wall. Bubba Wallace spun as soon as the stage ended, going for 1 point. Now, I don't want to say that 1 point was important, but I looked at the standings after Darlington. He's 1 point out. So, yeah, it's pretty important.
So, as we all know, pressure is the name of the game. When you are in the playoffs, pressure to execute on every corner, on every pit stop, every apex of every turn, and every single pass. The pressure is cranked up to 11 for these 10 races. Every member of the team, from the driver to the crew chief to the jackman, has to execute. And boy, oh boy, do we see a lot of failure from these teams. The pressure getting to everybody. You start seeing drivers like Christopher Bell, whose team puts him back in an uncomfortable position, and he seems to say, "It's okay, guys. Don't worry, we got this." Denny Hamlin, whose team made a mistake on the pits, may or may not have left a wheel loose. They insisted, "No, we did not. Everything looked fine on our end." Denny barked back, "The wheel was loose." Chris Buescher, I have to do an honorable mention for him for his car catching on fire and his team scorching hot, putting that tire right back on and getting him out there. That is pure peak performance. On the track, though, one of the biggest causes of pressure, short of the other yellow-finned cars behind you trying to get out ahead of you, are the lap cars. And what could be worse than Ryan Newman throwing blocks on you? Also, he can keep his position. Newman is the most notoriously difficult driver to pass.
You shall not pass!
In all of NASCAR. That is his title, and he showed that this weekend. Every driver out there that tried to pass him had a trial. They were put to a test of fire to get around him, all while trying to keep back the other playoff contenders behind them. The pressure is everywhere in so many unpredictable aspects, and that is what makes these playoffs so exciting.
In stage 2, we had a caution for the biggest what the fuck ever that I've been able to see. We had lights going out in turn 3 and 4. Not the outside ones, mind you. The ones on the inside. That didn't really matter because no one was racing on the inside. But nonetheless, we had to throw a red. But the nerve of Kyle Larson, where most of the dirt tracks he ran are lit up by candles, had to say that it was too dark. It's too dark. Ooh, too dark. Shoot him! BJ McLeod shot himself out of the race, and then we had one lap to decide stage 2. Denny Hamlin won the stage, and he swept them both. However, remember a few videos ago, I told you what it's like to be a Denny Hamlin fan. Yeah, today's no different. You find out what it's like to be a Denny Hamlin fan. I had a ball of string here, I could show you. I don't have a ball of string, I have this. Alright, this, Denny Hamlin's race. Watch what I do. He managed to turn.
He's got an issue. He's coming to pit road.
Everything I do in life just comes to nothing. Nothing. Forget massive debts, right? Forget people dying in my life, right? This is what gives people depression. This is... Sports play like this. And then, right, kick in the teeth, kick in the bollocks, smack on the face. Nothing was found. I can't make this up at all. We're all the way down towards the second pit stops of the final stage. Kevin Harvick decides he's going to pit to try and leapfrog young Tyler Reddick. The guy was fast and was looking for a win in his final season.
Do you have any idea how fast I am? I'm fast as fuck, boy!
But Reddick, being a silly little bitch, slowed down in the middle of turns 3 and 4 and caused Newman to spin. Harvick got cucked. Never mind winning in your final season when you got twats doing stuff like this. Hashtag forever. Hashtag forever. Do that one again. Hashtag forever. I just realised I look like a cop. Then later on, in what could only be described as the bonerest of boneheaded moves, Alex Bowman blocks Daniel Suarez not once but twice and fucked both their days. Not even just them, took out Harrison Burton. Wiped the guy out who looked on for a top 10. Collateral. Then Kyle Busch door slammed Todd Gilliland, which took out Michael McDowell. And the worst part about that, for me anyway, I'm sure a lot of people would disagree, then he didn't even get the free pass. He didn't even get told he could go on the lead lap because he was in it. The stress this man brings. I've lost hair over this. Right, this a few months ago was long. No, I just watched Denny win and then lose and lose again. Not much else happened after this. A lot of hard racing, a lot of wanting points, a lot of playoff drivers. But it was Kyle Larson finally winning in Darlington, with Tyler Reddick finishing in second and Christopher Buescher finishing in third. That was another thing. Dale Jr. has brought it back. Christopher Buescher, getting him hot at the right time.
Chris Buescher has just come to pit road, and while he...
Now it's time for Dan's Strong Opinions.
And now we're on to my personal favorite segment of the show, Dan's Strong Opinions. So, what strong opinions do I have for you guys this week? Personally, I've always had a bit of an issue with the playoff format. I've been much more of a Winston Cup purist and have always believed that the classic point system is the right point system. It's brutal, it is absolutely a trench war, and I believe it gives you the best outcome of who is the real champion at the end of the season. Sure, it's not as entertaining, albeit I think that there is a lot more honesty in that system. However, I believe there can be some quality racing within the current playoff format. And this week was everything you want it to be. I honestly think that this may be one of the best and most brutal, down and dirty playoffs we'll have ever witnessed since the start of this playoff format. These are my opinions. I'm sticking to them.
Right, we're moving on to picks, and I won with Eric Jones because he didn't get cut. And I get to pick first for Kansas, and I'm tired of not picking RFK, so I'm going to go for Brad Keselowski.
So do you guys ever just have a feeling about something? Looking at a race and saying to yourself, my gut's telling me something it shouldn't be. My gut is telling me something weird about the 10 car. I don't know what it is. I think back to last season, and I think back to how many non-playoff drivers absolutely spoiled the show for all the guys in the playoffs, race in and race out. Do I believe this season is going to be like that? No. What I do think is you are going to see something from the number 10 car this week of Eric Almirola. This man has been on the hot seat. If there is any driver in the entire Stewart-Haas stable that is going to be quick to be fired, let go for any reason, it is Eric Almirola. I don't know what it is, but my gut, my body tells me to watch out for the 10 car. I just have a feeling. Look, you want me to come at you with stats? I hardly have any. Man loosely has any top 10s at this track beyond his career at Stewart-Haas, and it's been a lot of 20s past that. I have no justification for picking Eric Almirola, short of the fact that I think he is going to be driving like a man on fire this weekend. Crucify me, burn me at the stake, I don't care what you say, I'm picking the 10 car. And that will wrap up another week of NASCAR Cup dates, and this was week 1 of the playoffs. 9 more to go. This season has blown by so fast. I do not remember another NASCAR season going by as fast as this one did. Oh my god, it all flies. It all flies so much. But thank you guys for joining us on yet another year, another ride with 9 more races to go. We're not done yet, and we got a lot more content coming out for you guys very, very soon. Elliot, thank you so much for having me. If you're new here to the channel, like, share, subscribe. You know the whole jazz. You've heard every other more successful YouTuber than us spew it, say it, copy, paste it. You know the drill. It really helps the channel, though, so I am obligated without a contract to actually say it. Go ahead and follow me at CupDatesDan on Twitter. I would love to hear your strong opinions there and in the comment sections below. Let me know how wrong I am, how right he is. Anything you folks want to say, we want and love to hear it. Thank you so much, folks. It's been a pleasure. Hope you all had a great, great Labor Day weekend, and y'all have a good night.
Cheers.